Before we can start talking about what scatter plots are, we need to review coordinates and review what the coordinate plane is. This here is an example of the coordinate plane. You should be pretty familiar with it. We know that this, our vertical axis here, is called our y-axis, and our horizontal axis is called our x-axis. In the very center, where our two number lines cross, our x-axis and our y-axis, this is called the origin. Now our origin occurs at the ordered pair 0, 0. And we'll talk more about ordered pairs in just a second. Some other things we need to be familiar with are quadrants. Our positive quadrant here, because these values over here are positive and these values over here are positive, what I mean is this is 1, 2, 3, 4, so on and so forth. Same thing going up here vertically, 1, 2, 3, 4, on and on. By positive, since these are both positive numbers, our positive quadrant is called quadrant 1. And we use Roman numerals to describe the quadrants. Now, the quadrants actually go in a counterclockwise direction. What I mean is this over here is actually quadrant 2. Now, quadrant 2 is made up, again, of our positive y values, our positive vertical axis values, but then our negative x values. Moving along still in a counterclockwise direction, if you get down here into our negative quadrant, this is quadrant 3. Quadrant 3 is made up of our negative x values and our negative y values. And finally, the last quadrant we have is quadrant 4. And quadrant 4 is made up of our positive x values and our negative y values. Now, if we want to talk again about these ordered pairs, if you look at this example here, this says plot and label the points. A is the point 2, 1. Now, when we talk about points, we have our x coordinate, and I'm spelling that totally wrong, I'm sorry. And our y coordinate. So when we talk about values, this is our x value and this is our y value, and it corresponds to our x-axis and our y-axis. So if we look at the point 2, 1, this is our x-coordinate, this is our y-coordinate. That means we're going to travel on the x-axis 2 units and the y-axis 1 unit. So this is 1, 2, and if there are no numbers, you just assume the units are going by ones. And this is going up 1, 2. So our A is going to be at the point 2 on our x, 1 on our y. So you go to the right 2 and over 1. That is point 2, 1, or A. Let's look at another example. Let's look here at D, negative 2, negative 2. Again, our negative direction, negative 1, negative 2, and then going down negative 1, negative 2. Our x-coordinate here, negative 2, says I'm going to go in the negative directions 2, so to the left. And our second one, our y here, means we're going to go down the y 2. So over 2, down 2 ends up being right here. This is point D. Now if you look at someone like point E, it's a point 0, 4. This 0 here for an x, that means you don't move left or right at all. The y being 4 means you go up 4. So this is actually the point 0, 4. Hopefully plotting points is familiar enough to you. The biggest thing to remember is that the x value, the x coordinate is listed first, that's your left and right movement, and your y value is listed second, that is your up and down movement.